Hello and welcome to Sports Around the World, where we keep you abreast of what is happening around the world of sports. I am Austin Arome. Here are the top stories for today. Commonwealth member countries adopt documents to promote human rights and tackle all forms of discrimination in sports. Goalkeeper Daniel Akpeyi recalled to the Super Eagles for 2021 AFCON qualifier against Sierra Leone. Spanish striker Alvaro Morata set an unusual record of becoming the first player to score a hat-trick of disallowed goals in the Champions League. Novak Djokovic continues his march towards ending the year as world number one with victory over Bona Ceric in the quarterfinals of the Vienna Open. Here are the best stories. Commonwealth member countries have unanimously adopted a statement to promote human rights and tackle discrimination at all levels of sports, from community games to elite sporting events. The consensus statement set out 13 commitments and serve as a guide to protect and promote human rights of every individual involved in sports sector. Each of the community families, 54 member countries, have committed to combating racism within the sports sector, promoting women equality, and empowering people with disability to participate on equal basis. Through the statement, member countries have agreed to implement a zero tolerance towards violence, harassment, abuse, and discrimination in sport while setting up a multi-sectoral platform to respond to human rights violations. Moving on to our next story, in football, South Africa Premier Soccer League club Kaizer Chiefs have confirmed Daniel Akpeyi's invitation for Nigeria's 2022 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying double-header against the Sierra Leone. The Super Eagles will host the Leon Star on Friday, November 13th at the Samuel Ogbomodia Stadium in Benin City. The reverse fixture will take place 4 days later in Freetown. Akpeyi last featured for the Super Eagles in the 2022 AFCON qualifying match day 2 fixture against the Crocodile of Lesotho. The goalkeeper missed Nigeria's recent friendly against Algeria and Tunisia due to injury. He returned to action for Kaizer Chiefs in Tuesday 1-0 win against his old club, Chippa United. Still in football, President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, says the federation has received FIFA's $1 million COVID-19 relief funds. In June, FIFA disclosed that it would spend $1.2 billion as COVID-19 relief funds to members' associations to cushion the financial effects of the coronavirus pandemic. All member associations got a universal solidarity grant of $1 million with an additional $500,000 grant specifically for women's football. Pinnick on Wednesday confirmed on his Twitter handle that the federation had received the money, adding that plans were already in place for disbursement of various beneficiaries from next week. As a further breakdown, the $1 million palliative composed of $500,000 for men's football and $500,000 for the women's game. FIFA has also promised to send the federation FIFA has also promised to send $600,000 for the federation for the two FIFA Forward 2.0 project in Benin Kebbi and Ugborodo at $300,000 each. It will enable the mini stadia in both centers to start at a very good pace as we earmark completion by the end of March in 2021. He also confirmed that CAF was in touch with the Federation about a $300,000 support from the Confederation on or before Sunday, November the 1st, with $200,000 already ring-fenced from sponsors. According to Pinnick, the course is now clear for the disbursement of funds to the beneficiaries as captured in the approved template from next week. Moving on to our next story, and is still in football. Nigerian midfielder John Ogu has apologized for calling his teammates to boycott the double-header 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Sierra Leone in November, following the killing of peaceful protesters who were demanding an end to police brutality at the Lekki Toll Plaza last Tuesday. The former Apoel Beersheva star took to social media in outrage. Ogu, who was actively involved in the EndSARS protest on the street of Lagos, stated that politicians should ask the children to represent the Super Eagles in the next games, which are billed for next month. The 32-year-old tendered an apology for his comments on Wednesday, and he also wants football to continue to unite the country in a crucial period like this. He was part of the Nigerian team that won bronze at the 2019 AFCON in Egypt. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with more stories. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back. It's still sports around the world on Grand Sport Extra. In tennis, world number one Novak Djokovic beat Borna Coric to reach the Vienna Open quarterfinals and all but secure the end of the year top ranking. The Australian Open champion Novak Djokovic beat Croatian Coric 7-6, 6-3 to reach the last 8 in Bulgaria. Djokovic could only be passed by Rafael Nadal, who will need to take a wild card into the next month's Sofia event to try and overhaul him. However, if he wins the title in Vienna on Sunday, he cannot be overtaken. Djokovic will play either Lorenzo Sonego of Italy or Poland's Herbert Hurkacz next. Moving on to cricket now. Sussex batsman Luke Wright has signed a contract extension until the end of 2023 to play for white balls cricket only. The 35-year-old has been with the club for 16 years and captured Sussex and captain Sussex Shark to their third straight T20 Blast quarterfinals earlier this year. The former Lancashire youngster Wright made his professional debut in 2003 and is the leading run scorer in English domestic T20 cricket with a total of 7,998 T20 blasts. Moving on to our next story, in cycling, defending champions Primož Roglic reduced the gap to the race leader Richard Carapaz as he won the mountainous stage 8 of the Vuelta a España. Jumbo Visma Roglic moved from 4th to 2nd in the overall standing as he cut the lead of the runners-up Ineos Carapaz to 13 seconds. Britain's Hugh Carty finished 5th, dropping 2 places to 4th overall. The 26-year-old accelerated away to beat Ecuador's Carapaz by 13 seconds, and the defending champions also took the 10 seconds winner's time bonus at the finish, while Carapaz picked up a 6-second bonus for coming second. Moving on to our next story in Formula One, the Alfa Romeo will remain in Formula One next season after the Italian car company extended its deal with the Sauber team by 1 year. Alpha had a commercial arrangement with Swiss team in 2018 when the famous brand returned to F1 for the first time since 1987. The team have not confirmed their driver lineup, but Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi are said to stay on. An announcement on Raikkonen and Giovinazzi is expected soon. Alfa Romeo are 8th in the Constructors' Championship with 5 races remaining in 2020 and have spent the majority of the season battling with the Williams and Haas at the back of the grid. Let's take another break. When we come back, we have more stories for you. All right, welcome back to Sports Around the World on Grand Sports Extra. Now let's continue with our stories. In football, Arsenal legendary Ian Wright has warned former Super Eagles striker Odion Igalo and teammate Antonio Martial that the arrival of Edison Cavani could have a negative impact on their performances in training and on the field. Wright, who is an admirer of Cavani, believes he is a useful addition to the squad. However, he expressed his concern that there could be a knock-on effect of the Uruguayan international coming through the door. Wright compared Cavani's arrival to a situation he experienced during his own career when a young Nicolas Anelka arrived at Arsenal. Still talking football, Spanish striker Alvaro Morata made history in Juventus' 2-0 home defeat against Barcelona in Wednesday's Champions League clash. Morata became the first player in Champions League history to score a hat-trick of disallowed goals. Ousmane Dembele opened the scoring for Barcelona when he got on the scoresheet in the 14th minute. And in the 15th minute, Morata straight away had the ball in the back of the net, but after consultation with the VAR, the goal was disallowed for handball. On the half-hour mark, the Spaniard thought he had equalized for Juventus, but this time it was ruled for an offside. And 10th minute into the second half, Morata was on target once more, but after VAR conversation, the goal was ruled out. Juventus are second on 3 points, while Barcelona tops the group after recording their second win in the group. Still talking football, Barcelona presidential candidate Victor Font wants to bring Pep Guardiola back to the club and believes Lionel Messi will stay following the departure of President Josep Maria Bartomeu this week. Font is a heavy favorite to succeed Bartomeu and hopes to bring back the glory days by bringing back some of the club's former stars to the Catalan clubs, including City's boss Pep Guardiola. He is also keen on bringing Xavi, Iniesta and Puyol back to the club. We have no doubts. I beg your pardon. Carl Stackett has been named as acting Barcelona president following the resignation of President Bartomeu. Barca, in a statement, confirmed that Stackett, the chairman of the club's economic commission, would lead the acting board of directors, comprising 7 other people, until a new president and board is elected. Still in football, let's give you the Europa League fixtures for tonight. We have Cluj playing against Young Boys, Roma playing against CSK Sofia. We have Lask versus Ludogorets. We also have Royal Antwerp playing against Tottenham Hotspur. We have a CSKA Moscow playing against Dynamo Zagreb. We also have a Feyenoord playing against Red Start Belgrade. We also have a Slovan Liberec playing against I beg your pardon. We have Genk playing against Oppenheim. We have Arsenal playing against Dundalk. We also have Molde playing against Rapid Vienna. We have Nice playing against Apoel Beersheva. We have Slavia Prague, I beg your pardon, playing against Bayern Leverkusen. We have Benfica playing against Standard Liège. We have Rangers playing against Lech Poznan. We also have Granada playing against PAOK Salonikia of Greece. We also have Omonia Nicosia playing against PSV Eindhoven of Holland. We also have AZ Alkmaar playing against HKN Rijeka. We have Real Sociedad playing against Napoli. We also have AEK Athens against Leicester City. Zoya is playing against Sporting Braga. We also have Lille Metropole playing against Celtic of Scotland. We also have AC Milan playing against Sparta Prague. We have FC Karabakh playing against Villarreal, and finally Sivasspor playing against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we have more stories coming your way. Don't go nowhere. All right, welcome back to Sports Around the World on Grand Sports Extra. Let's continue with our story, but this time around we are going with cycling. The 2021 Tour de France road presentation has been postponed to Sunday evening. The event was due to take place on Thursday morning in the Palais de Congrès in central Paris, but it has been moved and downsized as a result of a second wave of COVID-19 cases which has engulfed France. The Tour de France 2021 will instead be presented in detail as a Stade 2 special, a weekly sport program with Christian Prudhomme live on France television on Sunday 1st of November. An international program will also be available simultaneously on all of the official broadcasters platform around the world, as well as on the Tour de France official platform. In basketball, the Houston Rockets are finalizing a deal with Stephen Silas to become the team's next head coach, according to reports. Silas previously was an assistant coach under Rick Kersley with the Dallas Mavericks for the past 2 seasons. Prior to joining Dallas, the 47-year-old coach has spent his previous 9 seasons as an assistant coach with the Charlotte Hornets. His 20-year NBA coaching career includes stops with the Golden State Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Washington Wizards. Silas spent 5 seasons as an assistant under his father, Paul Silas, from 2000 to 2003 with the Hornets, and from 2003 to 2005 with the Cavaliers. The Rockets parted ways with coach Mike D'Antoni after playoff, and the general manager Daryl Morey is leaving for Philadelphia. With the former KIA MVPs James Harden and Russell Westbrook on the roster, Silas will face a major expectation in his first coaching role. Now, moving to our next story, talking netball this time, Saracen Mavericks have secured the services of South African shooter in Mari Venter for the 2021 Vitality Netball Super League season. After previously playing spells for Melbourne Vixen and Queensland Firebirds, and representing South Africa on the international stage, Inomari will now make her domestic debut on English soil next season. Ahead of the move, ahead of the move to Kat Napala's team from the Firebirds, she took to social media to share her reasons for leaving Australia at this point in her career. She cited the need to explore as her reason for moving this time. Moving on to our next story, now in football, the 2020-2021 Nigeria Women's Football League season is set to kick off on the 9th of December 2020 in what will be a straight league of 30 weeks subject to approval by the Nigerian Football Federation. This was made public on Wednesday during a live press conference in Abuja by the chairperson of the league, Mrs. Aisha Falade. I beg your pardon. She noted that before the commencement of the league, clubs are expected to meet all guidelines in terms of COVID-19 protocols, players' registration, players' licensing, I beg your pardon, medical, and insurance. In addition to the inspection of facilities submitted by the teams, will be part. In addition to the inspection of the facilities submitted by the teams, the inspection of facilities submitted by the teams will be part of activities to be embarked on by the NWFL, and if teams do not have acceptable pitches, they will be advised to get good ones. If not, decision will be taken swiftly. Following the lifting of the ban on contact sport by the government of Nigeria and the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Women League is expected to return without any delay in preparation for the 2021 CAF Women's Champions League. With Week 1 fixtures confirmed, at least 16 teams are expected to take part in the new season. Defending champions Rival Angels will travel to Adamawa to take on Adamawa Queens in the opening round, while Nasarawa Amazons square off against Robo Queens. In other matches, Confluence Queens will be taking on Ibom Angels, while Dream Stars lock horns with Delta Queens. Bayelsa Queens will play against Pelican Stars, while Edo Queens will play Royal Queens. Abia Angels will do battle against Oshun Babes, and Sunshine Queens will draw sword against Heartland Queens. Let's take a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue with our stories. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to the concluding part of the sports around the world on Grand Sports Extra. Now let's talk football. The Flying Eagles started preparation for the WAFU Zone B zonal qualification tournament on Wednesday in Abuja. The team was earlier expected to kick-start preparation for the competition last weekend, but it was postponed to this week following the NSAS protest in some part of the country. Head coach of the Flying Eagles, Ladan Boso, took charge of the training section along with his assistants. The Flying Eagles will face eternal rival Ghana and Petty Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire in Group B. Host nation Togo, Niger, Benin Republic, and Burkina Faso will square off in Group A. In Group A, I beg your pardon, the competition will start on November 14th in Lomé, the Togo capital. The two, the top two teams in each qualification zone will qualify for the main tournament, which has now been expanded to 12 teams, and the tournament will take place in Mauritania next year. That's what we have for you today on Sports Around the World. Join us tomorrow, same time, same station. I am Austin Arome.